Guys, welcome back to the Shipmate YouTube channel. This week we're talking all about SMART goals and how you set them. So guys, we're talking all about the SMART goals framework. Now this is something that's been around since the 80s and there's been many iterations of it. But today I'm going to walk you through what each letter means in the acronym SMART. The S in SMART stands for specific. So when you're setting a goal, you want to make sure that your goal is specific, that it's about the thing you want to accomplish and that it is focused in and narrowed down, right? So if you're going to have a goal, you want to make sure that that goal is specific and focused. M is measurable, right? So if you're going to set a goal, you want to make sure that you can measure it, right? It's one thing to say, I want to get in shape, but it's another thing to say, I want to be able to run a half marathon, right? Because you can measure whether you can run a half marathon, but it's kind of hard to measure what in shape looks like, right? So you want to make your goals measurable, that there's some sort of measuring stick you can use, whether it's, a certain money amount, a certain weight, a certain, level of accomplishment in a given sport or competition, right? Like you want to be able to measure your success and be able to tell where you are at on your journey. Next letter is the A, and A stands for attainable. This is one that a lot of people have trouble with, and that is you want to set a goal that's actually achievable, right? Because you need to have a goal that can be achieved and that you're not going to leave yourself disappointed that you couldn't do it, but you're still going to be pushing yourself that you can achieve that goal, right? So you want something that's still a bit of a stretch, but it's not impossible. It's something that if you work hard enough and you put the time in, that you can get it done. And that's what the A is. So you want to make sure that whatever goal you're setting is attainable. Next, you want to make sure that your goal is relevant, right? So let's get back to that idea of fitness, right? It wouldn't make sense to set a goal for how many hours I can play video games if I'm trying to get fit, right? Because my fitness has nothing to do with how many hours I'm playing video games, right? Like more hours playing video games does not correlate to more fitness. So because of this, you want to make sure that your goal is relevant, right? So if you're going to be focused on a certain thing, you want to make sure that whatever goals you're setting to reach that end result are relevant to that end result you want to achieve. Finally, the last one is time sensitive. Now, time sensitive is really important. You want to set some period of time, some sort of, cut off point, some end point for your goal. So that way, there's some pressure to actually achieve that goal in a reasonable amount of time. Now, there's short, medium, and long-term goals, which, we could go into forever, but you want to pick an appropriate length of time depending on what your goal is, right? So, like, if my goal was to become a millionaire, I might not be able to do that overnight if I'm delivering pizzas today. I might have to put that out 10, 15, 20 years because that's what makes sense from a time measurement standpoint. So when you put this all together, you get the acronym SMART. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time constrained. And when you put these together, you could set a much more specific, measurable, attainable goal, right? That's the whole point of putting all this together. So like, for example, let's say I'm a business owner, right? And my goal is to do a bunch more sales, right? So for me to be like, I want to do a bunch more sales this year, not a good goal, right? It doesn't really say things. So if I was to say, I want to increase my sales by 50% before year's end over last year, that is a SMART goal. Why? It's specific. It's a business goal. It's about growing my business. It's about, focusing in on that growth I want to achieve, right? It's measurable. we're going to be able to look at how many sales I had last year and see if there's a 50% increase. It's achievable, right? Like a 50% growth for a young company can be very realistic, especially if you're starting out early. It's an achievable goal. It's relevant, right? Because I'm talking about sales. So sales is going to make me more profitable. It's going to raise the overall value of my business and how much I make and give me more flexibility. So it's very relevant. And finally, it's time constrained, right? So I'm giving myself 1 year to do this. So you can see how this particular goal matches that SMART criteria. You can do this for all sorts of goals, whether there's something you want to achieve by next week or something you want to achieve 10 years in the future. As long as your goals are SMART, you'll always be able to accurately measure your progress and define what success looks like. Because for a lot of businesses and individuals, the problem often is defining success and knowing that we finally hit that end result, because a lot of times that end result is not well defined. So SMART goals are going to help you with this. It's a really important tool for you and your business. If you guys could do me a favor and do something smart today, give us a like, give us a share, give us a subscribe. We really need your help to get to our SMART goal of reaching 5,000 subscribers by Prime Day. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week on the Shipmate YouTube channel.